What up, Dokkanners? In this global and JP celebration, we have been given a free red dragonstone as well as 2 optional blue paid dragonstones. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing my thoughts and opinions on which units I think are the best of the bunch and that are worth picking up with these dragonstones. We're going to start with the free one, but before we do, the paid one can only be obtained by purchasing the 100 dragonstone pack. You can do this up to 2 times. Depending on how much you're willing to spend, 2 times is going to be necessary if you want to pick up certain characters. So we will jump into that in just a bit. By the way, on global, for those of you who are wondering, where are the campaign details? Where is the campaign breakdown video? Oops. We don't have it yet, because if you actually scroll and see at the bottom banner, the winter campaign image, we don't have it. So we've got this. When you click on it, it says this page is in preparation. And I think I just saw, was there a crossover celebration campaign detail thing? I could have sworn I saw it. No. Okay, I'm just seeing things. But anyway, yeah, global doesn't have a campaign officially, I guess, when it comes to like the news and stuff. Anyway, let's switch over to the browser here and let's take a look. We'll start with the free one. The red dragonstone, I believe this used to be called the God Dragonstone, like 19. They had a ton of these. And these are basically free given stones that you get once in a while during some of these celebrations that you can then use to exchange for select characters. These select characters over the years have become increasingly more irrelevant and outdated and old, and they are honestly, for the most part, nothing more than just collectibles at this point, because some of these units just simply can't function in today's meta. Of course, they still can be used on older events, but when it comes to new stuff, they're not going to be as relevant. So when I'm sharing my thoughts on this, I am going to be keeping in mind what is not just available now in terms of challenging content, but just in general. So my approach to this might be different from some others. So feel free to check the comments down below for other input. So let me start by saying that they've started this new like bundled thing where every, what is it, Red Dragonstone deal that they do, they will offer 1 bundle. I believe this started during the worldwide download celebration when we were offered, in place of 21, STR Blue Goku, Tech Blue Vegeta, and then Physical Super Saiyan Trunks. I think that was the trio. And you would get this for the price of 1 stone, and that's all you get. You only get 1 of these red stones, which can then be used to exchange for 1 of these units. So if you were to use that 1 dragonstone on any one of these, you get 1, but if you spend it on this, you get 3. So was it worth the bundle back then during worldwide download? It wasn't. Is it worth it this time? I don't think so. Android 21 leads Android, sure, but there are better Androids leads out there. There's a better 21 out there. There's a better Evil 21 out there. This unit is not needed. The Android 16 simply doesn't do enough. Doesn't do as much as it should, so I don't think that this unit is worth picking up, and Android 18 is just really not someone worth pursuing. So that is a big fat no in my opinion when it comes to this. But when it comes to all of these, well, let's blank out the screen here, and well, not blank it out, but I took just these units and I graded out and I only highlighted the ones that I think are worth it. So let's start by going through these. These are my picks as far as which are the best choices to choose when it comes to what these guys are capable of. Factoring in all things, I think that the damage reduction units are generally the best. They are the most universal. They are not only viable on older events, but they're also viable on newer events. Granted, even units like the Tech Golden Frieza and the STR Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta are not as durable units now when it comes to damage reduction, but they still hold a place. And when you supplement that with an item, they are still very much effective when it comes to their damage reduction, their protection. I've ranked these 2 as number 1. They are the highest priority to me. So if you don't have a single copy of either one of these, they are worth picking up. Even if you do have a copy and you need more, it is worth getting more, because the more copies you get, the tankier they become because the more stats they receive. So giving these units more copies would definitely be a good thing. Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, probably less so than the Frieza, because I guess the Frieza, well, no, there's a place for both. Frieza has a fallback damage reduction contingency if your health falls below a certain threshold. Vegeta has 10 turns of protection, but he has no base defense. It's very minimal. I think it's like 80% on top of 80% damage reduction. So both are good. Both have their fallbacks, but again, these are older units. So these would be my top 2 to actually choose if you don't have them. Then the next tier would be Janemba and Super 17. The reason why Janemba is here is because this unit has guard and also dodge capabilities. You guys might have possibly seen my Janem Baby runs on Dragon Ball Heroes videos. Janem Baby, anytime you dodge, you get dodgier. This is the other unit in the game that has the same ability. The more you dodge, the dodgier you become. The only thing is, this unit starts at a lower baseline. For this one, it's a medium chance to dodge, and then every time you do dodge, every subsequent dodge gets 10% more, I believe. Let me just look it up real quick because I forgot. Pretty sure it's 10% more. STR Janimble. STR, this guy. So this guy with his EZA, medium chance to dodge base, extra 10% within the same turn with each attack evaded. So there you go. That is what makes this unit actually a surprisingly effective defensive unit. Kind of a stall, not the most reliable. That's why it's in the second tier. Super 17 has damage reduction, has stacking, and has some support for target Goku. So I do think that damage reduction and stacking at the level that it can do, plus being on an android's category, does give this unit still some value in today's game. So these are my number 2. And then for number 3, I have both of the Vegetos. Both have damage reduction and counter abilities against normal attacks, which is effective. It's cheap shot damage. It gets you to do more damage in a shorter amount of time by using the enemy's turn against them. Of course, they're both vulnerable to a super attack, so you got to be careful. But I think both units are still somewhat viable. And then after that, the other units, they're not completely useless, but I just think all things considered, these units are probably not nearly as important, you know, generally speaking. But if you don't have, like, let's just say you have all of the highlighted characters that I've shown here. If you don't have the others, pick whichever one up you want. Pick whichever unit you want that is probably the most relevant to the team that you like to run the most. Maybe you have a Wicked Bloodline team and you don't have the physical cooler. Pick up the cooler. Or maybe you're trying to assemble a future 200% Majin Power team and you want to get as many boos as you can. Try to pick up either Buhan or the Int Kid Buu. Neither of them are that good, in my opinion, compared to the rest. But hey, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So those are my thoughts. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about these red stone units. Now let's switch over to the blue dragon stone. This one's a little bit tougher because, first of all, number 1, you got to buy it and pay for it. But number 2, it's actually kind of tough to gauge in terms of just quote unquote all things considered in general, because there's a little bit more to it. When I was looking through this list, I noticed something very interesting. Well, first of all, when you do buy this, you have to spend 2 blue stones to buy one of the LRs. You can spend 1 dragon stone to pick up any one of these, so you can buy 2 of these. But when I was looking at this list, something very interesting kind of popped into my head. There are an odd number of Broly related characters in this list. Now, if you notice from the bottom up, every unit in this list has been given an EZA except for this Frieza and these 4 units up here. This Frieza does not have an EZA, right? Right, I panicked for a second. This unit does not have an EZA. So besides this Frieza and these top 4 characters, everybody else down here has an EZA. Now, what do these units all have in common aside from the Frieza? Actually, no, well, not these. What do these 4 have in common? They all have something to do with a Broly. Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. This is the Trunks that was the banner unit on the Broly Saiyan Day banner. This unit is also the one that fought Broly. Goten and Trunks fought Bio Broly. Krillin fought Bio Broly. And then if we go up here, we have another LR Broly. So this is not to say that there is going to be a Broly celebration coming up right away, but it is very suspect to see these units in this, I guess, tier of units, because it kind of leads me to believe that these units are eventually going to be receiving an EZA, right? At least sometime soon. Of course, every unit's going to be eventually getting an EZA, but it seems like it's going to be happening a little bit sooner rather than later. And considering that there are 4 Broly related characters here, I think it might be worth picking up one of these units simply because they might become valuable sometime soon. So some of my reasoning in what I'm about to tell you might be influenced by that. So this one's going to be a little bit more subject to variation. So feel free to share your own, feelings on it. The comments down below. Like Janemba's good. The Super Saiyan 4s are good when in the right setting. They are not universally the greatest slot 1 units, of course, but when they're accompanied by fellow, 200% like GT Heroes type characters, Spirit Bomb, GT, those types of units, these units can function pretty well. They're not going to be able to stop a Fusion Zamasu super attack, but they will still be able to get the job done. So I had to kind of pick and choose and pick my spots as far as where I draw the line here. Gogeta, fantastic EZA, takes a while to get the ball rolling. Cooler, fantastic EZA, no damage reduction, no guard, great support, gets good over time, but is it enough for your playstyle? Android 13's EZA is coming up. Do you want to pick up a copy of the Android 13? There's so many arguments to be made for all these different characters that I had to make some hot takes, and these are my choices. I think above everything, the most important unit is going to be the God Goku. God Goku has 77% damage reduction against pure Saiyans and movie bosses. That is kind of a similar situation like I was mentioning with the damage reducers over here. Damage reduction is a universal concept. It is something that is important across every event, so the more protection you have, the better off you're going to be. Even if these tanks require more dupes to Rainbow, that is worth it because the more stats they gain, the tankier they become. Having a Rainbow God Goku is a very good thing to have. So I think, without question, this is the best choice. But then after that, there could be arguments made for virtually everybody. But I will mention that the STR Piccolo is worth it simply for World Tournament use. If you are somebody who's been finding yourself a little bit more tempted to invest in World Tournament because newer and better units are emerging from them in terms of Awakenings and EZAs, this unit is a fantastic vehicle to very easily breeze through the World Tournament. This unit can give you the fastest clear time on any round using his insane AoE abilities. So I think this unit is worth picking up. Even with one copy, this unit is good. I have highlighted both Brolys, the LR and the Dokkan Festival, because both these units kind of seem to be on the verge of getting EZAs. This Dokkan Festival released back in 2020. When did Broly come out? Broly came out in 2020, I think. And the LR Tech Broly is definitely among the older LRs out there that still needs some sort of boost. So yeah, this dude came out 2021 Saiyan Day, and then Tech Broly came out May 22nd, 2019. I mean, at any second, these two units could be receiving EZAs. And if you don't have a single copy of them, they could be worth picking up just to get ahead of it, right? Could be worth doing this instead of finding out the unit is busted and then, you know, having to spend extra money on peel-off packs or trying to summon on his banner and all that stuff. Better to just get it now. That's just my thoughts. It also means that I'm kind of saying no to Janemba. Janemba's a pretty decent unit. Not poised to get an EZA anytime soon. Super Saiyan Goku Spirit Bomb Absorbed is great, especially one running the new 200% team. 7 links shared with the new LR Super Saiyan Trio. Fantastic unit, damage reduction, all the works, but I don't have it on my list because I can't just bring everybody here. So, like I said, there's going to be a lot of disagreements on this one. I think Gobros is also fantastic. Gobros, if you guys have seen my Android 13 Red Zone videos that I've been doing all throughout the day, Gobros is at the center of most of those teams. This unit is really, really good, hits really hard, can do a bunch of attacks, and can do overall a ton of damage, and also has a nice leader skill. So I think Gobros is worth investing in. You could say the same thing about the Super Saiyan 4s. I mean, I feel so bad not saying Vegeta. I mean, not Vegeta, Gogeta. Like, what's wrong with me? They're good. So hopefully this can help you guys narrow down your choices. I think when you have to choose between all of these different characters, having to decide between what's relevant now and what's going to be, I think the what's going to be is more important, because at the moment, nobody here is an absolute must-have, except for maybe this God Goku. I don't think anybody else is a must-have. So if you are to invest in the future, I think that would also be smart, because eventually this unit will be worth the wait. This unit will be worth the wait. I think probably this one will be more worth the wait than this one, because this one has no damage reduction or anything. This one at least has some semblance of damage reduction. So if they were to screw up the EZA, it wouldn't be as bad as what they would do to screw up this LR Tech Broly. So those are my thoughts. It's a hot take. Let me know what you guys think. Now, that being said, let me go to the Boba Shop for myself, and let me actually pick up what I want to pick up. For me, I don't need any of these guys. Oh, by the way, they're all awakened. So they also do the heavy lifting for you. The unit is at the LR level, at the TOR level. I went through and I checked out every single unit that I have in my box. Every single one of them is either rainbowed. Actually, they're all rainbowed. But I also have their SA5s ready to go. Now, all of these units have their EZAs. This guy doesn't have an EZA, but eventually he will. He's SA5'd in my box. And then Krillin, Goten, Goten Trunks, and Broly, and LR Tech Broly, they all have spare SA5. So I literally don't need any of these units, not even for extras. So I am going to be picking up this. Wait, that's it? I can't buy more? You can only buy 2 Kais? All right, you know what? Then let me pick up one of these, and I will answer the question that some of you might have. And that is, if the unit is reversible, are you able to reverse the unit if you pick it up? Who should I actually pick up if I want to do this? Probably this guy. Do I have full oh, no, I do have full copies of him. Now I can't pick up the LR. All right, I'm just gonna get the Broly. Whatever. I'll get the Broly. I'll see if he's reversible. Now for the free-to-play one, like I said before, damage reduction is the most important. That being said, all of these units are also units that I have rainbowed, but since these are older ones, I actually don't have all of their SSRs fully maxed out. So I actually have a little bit of work to do. I'm gonna pick up the 17. 17 gives me, oh, 2 Kais as well. That's cool. So I'll take that. And now let me go see if I can reverse these 2 units. So let's do Super 17. Can I reverse this? This guy, reverse. Oh, awesome. Okay, there you go. You can reverse that. And then what did I pick up? I picked up Int Broly. So this guy, can I reverse him too? Yes, I can. Okay. So maybe I can do something with this. I can use that Super Saiyan Broly to boost up the super attack of somebody else. So there you go. I am making good use of the trash that I just picked up. I'm recycling. See, Dokkan Responsibly extends to even recycling and reusing. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments your thoughts and opinions on which units are the best. On the red stones, on the blue stones, which ones did you pick up? Which ones would you advise others to pick up? Is it worth investing in future units before we even have an idea of whether or not they're going to be happening anytime soon? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know we're going to see more of my stuff. Do it! Thanks again. Stay tuned and remember to Dokkan responsibly.